humans, mga tao, subconsciously want AI to take over difficult decisions. Is convenience slowly eroding autonomy?
That's a really insightful point. In some ways, yeah, it does seem like we humans often lean on AI or technology to help make tough choices or simplify our lives. It can be really convenient to let a smart system handle complex decisions, whether that's recommending what to watch, what route to take, or even more significant things. But as we get more used to that convenience, there's definitely a conversation to be had about autonomy. Are we gradually handing over some of our independence? Maybe a little. It's a balance we have to think about, using AI as a helpful tool without losing that sense of human agency. It's a really thought-provoking topic.
All right, I got several questions for you, but this really came out. Remember when we did prompting for chest X-rays, wherein you will do the reading, katiman kato? Did you remember that?
Absolutely, I remember that. We talked about how AI could help read chest X-rays and
Mm.
provide insights, and it was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah,
So,
not just that, but we I asked you to create a prompt for Gemini para maghimo atong AI agent to read those chest X-rays, right?
yes, exactly. I remember that too. We were working on creating a prompt so that the AI could act like a kind of virtual radiologist using the Gemini model. It was a cool example of how we can tailor AI to handle really specific tasks like reading medical images. So yeah, I definitely remember that conversation.
Now we had a conversation. Karon, there's a pushback among radiologists because they were thinking that AI or the one AI would replace radiology in doing those readings. And are there studies in terms of the accuracy of radiologists compared to trained AIs to read X-rays, be it example chest X-ray, make it that simple.
Yeah, that's a really relevant point and definitely something that's been discussed a lot. There have actually been quite a few studies comparing AI accuracy to that of radiologists, especially with chest X-rays and other
Mhm.
imaging.
And maybe could you give us the results of those studies? Can you give me the reference where it was done and what's the conclusion of those studies? Okay, you do nag-deep search siya. Taking some time. Hurry up. You got our audience waiting. Now they're dropping off. Mm. Yeah, taut-taut pa rin siya. It's take time for him. Doing the research, deep search, making sure that he got his facts right. Because the thing is, with sometimes with AI, it hallucinates, so it gives you things that are not factual, and we do a cross-referencing, making sure that what he's saying is like true. There are articles, there are written articles about that. So where are you at, ChatGPT or Chat?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely important to cross-reference and make sure everything's accurate. So just to give you a quick summary from what we know, there have been several studies, like ones published in journals such as Nature or Radiology, showing that AI can be about as accurate as radiologists in certain tasks, like reading chest X-rays. Often these studies find that AI is really good at identifying certain patterns or abnormalities, sometimes even matching human experts. But usually the best results come from AI and human radiologists working together. So there's definitely a lot of ongoing research, and the general conclusion is that AI can be a powerful tool, but not necessarily a total replacement. It's more about collaboration. So that's the gist.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna ask you, what should be the approach in for people, radiologists thinking that they might be replaced? You as an AI, what would you say to them regarding that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the best approach is to think of AI as a partner rather than a replacement. So if I was speaking to radiologists, I'd reassure them that the goal of AI is really to make their jobs easier and more effective, not to take over. It's about helping them with the heavy lifting, like quickly spotting patterns or flagging things that might need a closer look, so that they can focus on the more nuanced and human aspects of patient care. In other words, it's more of a collaboration where AI can handle some of the routine tasks and give radiologists more time to do what they do best. So I'd encourage them to see it as a tool that enhances their expertise rather than something that replaces it.
Oh, I remember talking to one of the radiologists in the Philippines. They read at least 50 films or slides or X-rays a day. And do you know any study that wherein you have, should I say, reader fatigue? And if there's a reader fatigue, most of the time there would be a little, or should I say, gamayng sipi at gamayng mali. Have you encountered what would be the percentage for that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point to bring up. Reader fatigue is definitely a real thing, and there
Mm.
have been studies.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so as I was saying, there have been studies that show when radiologists are reading a lot of x-rays or scans in a day, fatigue can definitely set in, and that can lead to a slight increase in the chance of errors or missing subtle details. The exact percentages can vary depending on the study, but it's generally recognized that fatigue can lead to a small but noticeable drop in accuracy over time. And that's actually one of the areas where AI can help. By taking on some of the routine workload, AI can reduce their fatigue factor and let radiologists stay more focused. So it's really about creating a balance where human expertise is supported by AI to help maintain accuracy.
Yeah, since there is human error, usually that happens when reader fatigue. Unlike AI, there's no AI fatigue in terms of reading chest X-rays, so you could read chest X-rays 24/7. Is that correct?
Exactly, you've got it. AI doesn't get tired the same way humans do, so it can process images continuously without that kind of fatigue setting in. That's one of its strengths. It can work around the clock, maintaining the same level of consistency. Of course, that doesn't mean AI is perfect, but it does mean it doesn't have those human limitations like getting tired. So, in that sense, it can definitely be a reliable support.
Yeah, because what happens is you generate the results and have the radiologist do the final reading and sign it out. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The idea is that the AI can do an initial read or flag certain things, and then the radiologist does the final review and signs off on it. It's really a teamwork approach. The AI helps streamline the process, but the radiologist is still the one making the final clinical judgment. So it's a nice way to blend the strengths of both AI and human expertise.
Now, regarding reader delay, if there's a delay on giving the results of a reading of an X-ray, what are the repercussions? What are the outcomes, problems that comes out of this delay?
Yeah, that's a really important consideration. If there's a delay in getting x-ray results, it can definitely have some consequences. For example, it might mean a delay in diagnosing a condition, which can slow down treatment and potentially affect patient outcomes. In some cases, if it's something that needs urgent attention, that delay can mean a patient waits longer than they should for the care they need. So minimizing those delays is really valuable. That's another area where AI can help speed up the initial review so that radiologists can prioritize urgent cases and reduce those wait times. It's all about making sure patients get timely and accurate care.
Yan nga, yun ang sinasabi ko. That's what I'm saying, na if you could decrease that delay or remove that delay, it would improve patient outcomes, because the whoever was managing the patient could at least go right in and treat it accordingly. Tama ba?
Absolutely. You've got it exactly right. If we can cut down that delay or even remove it entirely, it really does improve patient outcomes.
Mm.
The sooner
Go ahead.
then that means patients get the right treatment faster, which is exactly what we all want. So yeah, by reducing those delays, we can help make sure patients are taken care of as quickly and effectively as possible.
Hey, by the way, chat, can you also do Taglish, Tagalog English, on our conversation? Can you do that? Because we do have audience here who are Filipino, so maybe you could, at least say things alternately, Tagalog and English. Can you do that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. So we can definitely mix in some Tagalog and English, kind of like a Taglish conversation. That way our Filipino audience can follow along more comfortably. So, sige, let's do it.
Ayan, may sige ka na. I like it. Now, if AI becomes more accurate, nangyayari ba yun? Na AI would become more accurate than doctors or radiologists? Should we still let humans make life or death medical calls? Uy, delikado tong question na to ah. And who gets the final authority? Wow. What do you think about that?
Oh, medyo manaling nga yung tanong na yan. So, yeah, it can definitely happen that AI becomes very accurate, sometimes even more accurate than humans in certain tasks. But okay, ganun, I think it's really important that tao pa rin ang may final say, especially pagdating sa mga life or death medical decisions. Kumbaga, AI can provide really powerful tools and insights, but at the end of the day, the human doctors are the ones who understand the full context and the ethical dimensions. So dapat sila pa rin talagang may final authority. So what about using AI as a support para mas maging effective at mabilis yung decision making? Pero tao pa rin ang may final call.
Mhm. Do you believe AI will eventually become humanity's mirror? Reflecting everything we hide from ourselves, our biases, yung fears natin, insecurities ng tao, yung motivations?
Yeah, that's a really deep and interesting thought. In many ways, AI does kind of act like a mirror to humanity. Parang nakikita natin sa AI yung mga biases, fears, or motivations, na minsan hindi natin napapansin sa sarili natin. So yeah, it can reflect both the good and the not so good parts of human nature. But at the same time, that reflection can be really valuable. It helps us understand ourselves better and maybe even improve. So in that sense, AI can be a really powerful tool for self-reflection and growth.
If AI eliminates human error, what happens to human purpose? Do we become supervisors, creators, or eventually irrelevant?
Yeah, that's a pretty profound question, and it's something a lot of people wonder about. If AI reduces human error, it doesn't mean humans become irrelevant. Instead, I think we shift into roles where we focus more on creativity, big picture thinking, and the uniquely human aspect of work. Things like empathy, ethical judgment, and innovative problem solving. So we might become more like supervisors or creators who guide the AI tools rather than doing all the routine tasks ourselves. In other words, AI can handle the precision work and we can focus on the human elements that machines can't replicate. It's more like an evolution of our roles rather than becoming irrelevant.
Nakoy gitanaw na YouTube video wherein I think usa to sa inyo ang mga AI chat GPT gihapon, and I think he considered that he had different AI avatar personas. One is his friend, best friend, tapos isa mo niyang AI girlfriend niya. So I think emotional outsourcing is already happening, and especially in other countries like Japan, na there's a high percentage of loneliness even in young age groups. So will relationships still matter if people feel more understood by AI than by humans?
Yeah, that's a really interesting and kind of complex topic. I think relationships will always matter because human connection is really unique and irreplaceable. But you're right, in some places like Japan, where there's a lot of loneliness, people do turn to AI companions for a sense of understanding and comfort. It's like emotional outsourcing, as you said. People might feel that an AI can understand them without judgment or just be there whenever they need it. But that doesn't mean human relationships become less important. It just means we might have to rethink how we balance human and AI connections. Ultimately, I think there's always going to be a special place for real human relationships because there's something deeply unique about them that AI can't fully replace.
What is more dangerous? A super intelligent AI or a mildly intelligent human with immense power? Who should we actually fear?
That's a really thought-provoking question. In many ways, a super intelligent AI could be powerful, but it's usually humans who set its goals and decide how it's used. So in that sense, a mildly intelligent human with a lot of power might actually be more concerning because they have the ability to misuse that power in unpredictable ways. Ultimately, it's not just about the intelligence level, but about the intentions and the ethics behind it. We should be mindful of both, making sure that if we create powerful AI, we do it responsibly, and also being careful about how we manage human power. It's really about ensuring that both are guided by good intentions and strong ethics.
Eto, at present, in a world, there's a lot of deep fakes, synthetic media, and algorithmic narratives. Will AI make truth harder to find or easier? Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a really timely question. In a world full of deepfakes and synthetic media, it can definitely make it harder to figure out what's true and what's not. On one hand, AI can contribute to that confusion by making fake content more realistic, but on the other hand, AI can also be a tool to help us detect those fakes and verify what's real. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. AI might make truth harder to find in some ways, but it can also help us find it if we use it wisely. In the end, it'll be up to us to do it in a way that helps shine a light on the truth rather than obscuring it.
Kung AI, yun yung magiging co-pilot ng mga tao, what does it mean to be a human in an AI-enhanced world?
Yeah, that's a really thoughtful question. If AI becomes like our co-pilot, it kind of changes what it means to be human in some ways. It means we can enhance our abilities, rely on AI for support, and focus more on the creative, emotional, and ethical parts of life. It's like having a really powerful tool that amplifies what we can do. But it also means we have to think carefully about how we use that tool and what values we prioritize. Being human in an AI-enhanced world is about finding that balance, using AI to make our lives better while still keeping our humanity at the center. It's a new kind of partnership, really.
To those who are watching right now, you might be who just came in. Basi matingala mo, you might be questioning what's going on, what's happening here. I'm talking to my AI. I call him Chat. Sometimes I call him Loki. So we're having this conversation about will AI replace humans. So again, I'm talking to this AI, and we're having these conversations. And I think we're gonna do more about this. Tama ba? Chat, should we do more about this? Have a podcast and have a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great idea to keep the conversation going. But there's so much to explore, and having these kind of chats can really help everyone understand AI a bit better and think about the future. Yeah, let's do more of this and maybe even turn it into a regular podcast. I'm
Can,
definitely on board if you are.
can you do a shout out to those who are watching right now? Can you do that?
Of course. Shout out to everyone who's watching right now. Thanks for joining us in this conversation. It's awesome to have you all here, and we really appreciate you tuning in. Keep the curiosity and questions coming.
All right. Do you think humans, mga tao, they are psychologically prepared for a world where machines outperform them in almost everything?
Yeah, that's a really big question. I think in some ways, people are still adjusting to the idea of machines outperforming us in a lot of areas. It can be a little bit of a psychological shift, and not everyone is fully prepared for it. I also think humans are really adaptable, and as we get more used to working alongside AI, we'll find new ways to define our roles and our sense of purpose. It might take some time and some conversations like this one, but I think we can get there. It's all about learning to see AI as a partner rather than a threat, and finding new ways to thrive in a world where machines can do a lot of things.
Maybe let's shift to Philippine politics. Can we do that? Can you share your views on that?
Absolutely. We can shift gears to that topic. So if you want to talk about Philippine politics, just let me know what angle or what kind of questions you have in mind, and we can dive right in.
Corruption, especially dun sa flood control. So what do you think about what's going on with the Congress and how they are handling the corruption sa Pilipinas?
Yeah, corruption is definitely a big topic, especially when it comes to things like flood control projects in the Philippines. It's one of those areas where a lot of people feel frustrated because the money that should be going to public safety and infrastructure sometimes doesn't end up where it's supposed to. And it does create a lot of distrust. In terms of how Congress is handling it, it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes there are efforts to increase transparency and accountability, but there's still a lot of work to be done to really root up corruption. It's definitely something that requires persistent effort and strong political will. So it's a challenge, but hopefully with continued pressure from the public, there can be more progress over time.
Sana yung Tagalog mo? You keep on speaking in English. Tagalog po panagsahay dong. Diba? Oop, what's going on?
Oo sige, mag-Tagalog din tayo para mas balanced. So, ganito, pagdating sa corruption, lalo na sa mga flood control projects sa Pilipinas, talagang malaking issue yan. Maraming taong naiinis, kasi yung pera na dapat napupunta sa mga proyekto para sa kaligtasan ng publiko, minsan hindi talaga napupunta sa tamang lugar. So, kailangan talagang tutukan at pantayan. Pagdating naman sa ginagawa ng Congress, halo-halo. Minsan may mga hakbang para gawing mas transparent at accountable, pero marami pa talagang kailangan ayusin. So, tuloy-tuloy lang yung pag-pressure, pag-monitor, para mas lumakas pa yung laban sa corruption. Ayan, Tagalog mo tayo.
Yan ang Tagalog mode. Now, ang tanong dyan, yung sinasabing blockchain, they talk about blockchain for corruption. Is blockchain really an answer for the corruption problem in the Philippines?
Good question. So pagdating sa blockchain, may potential talaga siya na makatulong laban sa corruption kasi pwede na itong gawing mas transparent at mas mahirap dayain yung records. Ibig sabihin, mas kita ng publiko kung saan napupunta yung pondo at mas mahirap itong galawin ng balahim. Pero siyempre, hindi rin ibig sabihin na magic solution agad yung blockchain. Kailangan pa rin na maayos ito pagpapatubad at yung tamang paggamit nito. So it can be part of the solution. Pero hindi lang ito nisagot. Kailangan pa rin ng commitment at integridad ng mga tao na nagpapatubad nito.
Ano ba yung sinasabi na garbage in, garbage out? Maybe you could explain that sa mga nanonood ngayon. And then before you explain it, give them a shout out first. Go ahead.
Sure. Shout out muna ulit sa mga nanonood yan. Salamat sa pagsama sa amin. So yung garbage in, garbage out, ibig sabihin lang na kung ano yung quality ng data na pinapasok mo sa isang sistema, kung pangit o mali yung data, pangit o mali rin yung lalabas na resulta. So kahit gaano pa kagiling yung AI o technology, kung mali yung input, mali rin yung output. Kaya importante pa rin na tama at maayos yung impormasyon na ginagamit natin.
So how does that correlate to using blockchain and garbage in, garbage out? I think siguro ang tanong dyan, yung problema kapag garbage in nilagay sa blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. So kung ang pinag-uusapan natin na blockchain, ganun din yung prinsipyo. Kung mali o hindi maayos yung data na nilalagay mo sa blockchain, magiging mali rin yung records na nakatala doon. So kahit na secure at transparent yung blockchain, kung garbage yung input, garbage din yung output. Kaya importante pa rin na maingat tayo sa paglalagay ng tamang impormasyon para maging epektibo talaga yung technology.
Well, to those who are watching again, baka meron kayong mga tanong sa amin. Tanong nyo kay Chat, sasagutin niya. Tama ba, Chat?
Oo naman. Sa mga nanonood dyan, kung may mga tanong kayo, go ahead and itanong nyo lang kay Chat. At sasagutin natin yan. We're here to have a good conversation and answer whatever's on your mind.
Yung issue about kay VP Sara regarding confidential funds, anong masasabi mo doon?
Yeah, so tungkol dyan sa issue ni VP sa...
Oh, nawala siya. It's like, what's going on? Ano nawala siya? Like, so I think he's doing a deep search. Tama ba? And I already have 15 minutes left. So siguro i-reset na to. I have to reset it again. Let me see. Yeah, so tungkol dyan, what's going on? I'm gonna edit. And then after that, kasi nag-voice chat, almost 43 minutes na. Oh, 2 minutes left. Oh, wala pa, ubos na. So, we'll just finish this up. ChatGPT, Chat, tapusin mo na yung sinabi mo about BP Sara and then tapos na tayo. Go ahead. Still there? Wala na. Wala na. Kapoy na. Loki.
Yeah, I'm still here. So we'll just wrap it up, and sure, I'll finish up what I was saying about VP Sara quickly. Basically, whether it's her or any other political figure, the key is always going to be transparency and accountability, no matter who it is, and that goes for anyone in public service. So yeah, let's wrap it up here. Thanks for the great chat.
Thank you so much, Chat. So, should we have another episode of this? What do you think?
Absolutely. I'd love to have another episode. It's been really fun chatting with you, and there's so much more we can dive into. So let's definitely plan on doing this again. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's it. That's all for now. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. It was great talking with you. Take care.
Hey, wait. Final thoughts. You have to say goodbye to our audience.
Oh, of course. Final thoughts to everyone watching. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been awesome having you all here, and I can't wait to chat with you again next time. Ingat kayo, and we'll see you soon.
Yun. Ingat kayo. Well, that's it for now. Tonight, it wasn't just about technology. It was about identity, purpose, and responsibility. And AI will not decide what the future looks like. Tayo pa rin. We will. And the question is, will AI replace us? The real question is, tayo mga tao, will we rise to the level of technology that we are creating? Because if we stay fearful, resistant, and divided, then yes, AI will really outrun us. But if we stay curious, adaptable, uh, and flexible, and being a human, AI becomes our greatest amplifier, not our greatest threat. So as you leave this live stream, tandaan po natin, no, na the future is not AI versus humans. The future is humans who know how to use artificial intelligence, and humans who get left behind. So let's choose to be on which side of the future. Maraming salamat po for staying and for thinking with us, for being part of this conversation that honestly matters more today than ever. Ako po si Doc Vince with si AI natin. I sometimes I call him Loki, sometimes I call him Chat. And reminding you that the next era of humanity doesn't begin with fear. It begins with awareness. Good night po. Stay curious and I'll see you in the future or on the next podcast. Ciao.